Greetings, one and all. I'm here to talk to you about when people think about going where no man has gone before. Interstellar travel. Travel in the universe. To other planets, to other worlds. They think that it's just like in sci-fi, that you just hop on this spacecraft and you fly all over the place. And there are certain things about reality that come into play here. And I'm going to try to explain these realities to you because it's not quite as simple as it's made out to be. Well, I suppose a television is not as simple as a picture box because there's a whole great technology that goes into that box to make it show pictures and bring them from all over the world and all over time. Now, regarding interstellar travel, do you have any idea how far those stars are from us? Even the closest star is 4.3 light years. Now, that's a way of talking about distance because we know about miles. You can walk a mile in about 20 minutes. And we know about the size of the Earth, 25,000 miles in circumference. And we know the Moon is 240,000 miles away, which is getting to be on the edge of, that's pretty far. Although we have sent astronauts there. They get there in about 2 or 3 days, traveling at a great rate of speed. As great as the technologies what we have could do. And then you talk about the Sun at 93 million miles. There you're talking something that's already 400 times further away than the Moon. And at that point, the mile becomes sort of meaningless because it's 100 millionth of that distance, and how can you even grasp that with your mind? You can't even think of it in terms of walking or driving, and even in terms of rocket ships, it takes months or years to make the distance. Now, the next step is to think of terms of the speed of light. The speed of light can go to the Sun from the Earth in about 8 minutes. That's 8 light minutes. You can get out to the edge of the solar system by Pluto in about 5 hours at light speed. So to get to the closest star is 4 years and 3 months, if you could go that fast. That gives you an idea about the logistics involved in flying to interstellar distances. And there's no guarantee that the closest star would have anything habitable nearby. And there's trillions of stars to choose from. Most of them much, much further. So, that is something to keep in mind with space travel. The other is sentient creatures from other planets, aliens, if you will. These are creatures from the other planets who may or may not have technology, and it may or may not be more advanced than ours, and they may be out there, then again they may not be. They may be avoiding us. They look at Earth and see how we treat other humans, fellow humans, and it's not too pretty, and they see how we treat animals on the planet, and plants on the planet, and the resources of the planet. And they might just be waiting for certain species to become extinct of their own volition. So that's something to keep in mind, why we may not have had too much dealings with aliens on a large scale. The other thing to keep in mind is biology. Biology is a very strong barrier for a lot of things. On Earth, everything is carbon-based and has DNA as its means of replication. This is for humans, for animals, for plants, and for microbes. It's very interesting, useful, and it's Earth-based. There's no guarantee any life form beyond the planet would use DNA technology or even carbon technology. It's just something that works well here. In which case you'll have to think about, are those aliens compatible with us? Well, most definitely they're not likely to be reproductively compatible in any way. I mean, it's like DNA is a program, and unless they are human beings that have left the Earth and are coming back, in which case the DNA may be compatible. If there's some other non-human form, forget about it totally. It's like a program. And you might think you know some things about the program, but a lot of what they do is pretty much hacking and tinkering. You know, change this part with that part and see what happens. And sometimes it's not too pretty. And the same goes with the aliens. When we interact with them, their biology may conflict with our biology. It may cause reactions. It may cause problems. There may be parasites. There may be other diseases, other conditions, things that trigger. That's why the idea of having like a starship with many different species of aliens on it working together sounds nice, like the United Nations, but it's not very likely to be practical, because chances are they will be so chemically opposed to each other that that's going to be a problem. So I just thought I would bring that to mind, that you're not going to necessarily expect that. You may not also expect to have spaceships. I'm thinking along the lines in the future, it's much more likely we'll be using of some sort of quantum gateway technology similar to what we've seen in the Stargate series, that you can fold the universe faraway parts closer together with a gateway to make the distance like going through a door, and then you're there, provided what's on the other side of the door is human tolerant, won't hurt humans, because chances are most of the universe is very unpleasant in terms of climate conditions. You know, it's either 10 million degrees hot, or it's 450 degrees below zero cold, and there's no air, and who knows what chemicals and radiation and all that is out there. So when you bring the quantum gateway from this point to that point, you better be to a very pleasant point that you're connecting with. And since the universe is a very big place, the chances of that, unless you have some way of connecting them, are pretty remote. But that's one way that you can get over the distance problem that there would be in exploring the universe. I sometimes suspect they may have something like this because of the way they treat the planet. They treat Earth like it's theirs to consume, and in a few hundred years, fossil fuels will be gone, and the crops may be very small, and they have to be farmed by hand or by using animals again. And so it occurs to me that they may know of something that we don't know, that don't worry about it. When it really gets bad, we'll just open up the gateway and people can just walk over to this other world that they've been preparing for us. Well, maybe, maybe not. But I just thought I'd mention it because people watch this stuff on TV, and sometimes the boundaries between reality and fiction get a little fuzzy. And so it's food for thought and food for discussion. Talk to you later. Be seeing you.